Hello friends, I'm Dr. Mushir Ahmed, Associate Professor, Department of Business Administration, here once again on the lecture Types of Communication. So here we go. Types of communication. Communication in organization may be studied under the following headings as you can see on the slide. A. Channel or network. One, formal, and second, informal. On the basis of channel or network, the communication may be divided into formal communication and informal communication. B. Direction of message. It may be downward, it may be upward, and it may be horizontal, and it may be diagonal. That is, on the basis of direction or flow, the communication may be of four types. Now, on the basis of method of expression, that is the third, it can be oral, it can be written, and it can be gestural. So broadly speaking, communication may be divided into three types. On the basis of channel, we have formal communication and informal communication. On the basis of direction or flow, we have downward communication, upward communication, horizontal communication, and diagonal communication. And three, that is on the basis of expression, on the basis of method of expression, we may have three types of communication: oral communication, written communication, and gestural communication. Now let's start studying the communication on the basis of channel. A channel. What is a channel? A channel is a communication, is the path through which the information is transmitted throughout the organization. It represents various contacts or linking points which exist between the different individuals or the departments in an organization. Channels of communication may be divided into two categories, namely formal channels, number one, and number two, informal channels. Now, formal channels include the paths of communication which are institutionally determined by the organization. They are associated with the status and position of the communicator and the receiver. Formal communication and forces relationships between different positions. It derives its supports from the scalar chain in the organization. But informal channels represents communication among the people through informal contacts which are not formally determined. Informal communication coexist with the formal communication systems in the organizations. Informal channels are not laid down by the management, but they originates all by themselves in the organization. They are used by the organization out of their desires to socialize for the sake of convenience in the organization. Now, formal communication. Let us understand formal communication. Formal communication refers to the official communication within the organization which takes place following the chain of commands in the organization. Such communication generally relates to the officially accepted and recognized activities of the organization. The organization structure reflecting superior subordinates relationships determining the flow of formal communication. Thus, the scalar chain of the authority established by the organization provides the channel for all official communications between the members of the organization and parties which are outside the organization, such as government, customers, etc. Formal communication usually takes the form of written communication such as notes, memos, letters, reports, and statements. Formal communication can be verbal or through gestures also. Teleconferencing is also becoming popular nowadays in formal communication. According to the direction or flow, formal communication may be of four types. Number 1, downward. Number 2, upwards. Number 3, horizontal. And number 4, diagonal. Advantages of formal communication. Formal communication through officially established channels has the following advantages. Number 1, orderly flow of information. Such communication is a systematic and shares orderly flow of information and ideas within an organization. 2, identified source. The source of communication in case of formal communication can be easily located. The third advantage, authentic information. It is an officially recognized path of communication. Whatever information flows and in whatever direction, vertical, horizontal, lateral, it is presumed to be authentic. Fourth, inexpensive. Formal communication is expensive as it requires lot of administrative expenses. Justification of authority. It provides support to the authority of superiors over the subordinates. Next, merit, answerability for action, responsibility if the actions taken on the basis of any formal communication can be easily fixed. Seventh, control. Control is facilitated by formal communication, providing information about work performance. Now coming down to the disadvantages of formal communication. There are three main disadvantages of formal communication. Number 1, time consuming. This type of communication, that is the formal communication, follows the scalar chain of authority, and so it is a slow moving process. When it is routed through more than one authority level, it takes too much time. Second, lack of personal touch. Formal communication is mostly conveyed in an impersonal manner. Personal warmth and involvement may be lacking in formal communication. Third, distortion. Accurate information may not be transmitted in view of the likelihood of unfavorable effects of the message or reports, or to avoid criticism. Even the information may be distorted in the process of transmission through different levels in the organizations. So friends, this is all about formal communication. In the next lecture, we will be discussing about informal communication. Till then, thank you very much.